Well, good evening and welcome to the Southside Ice Arena. Your Grand Rapids Catholic Central Cougars have returned to home ice. Tonight, their lone game of the weekend as they take on West Ottawa in Hockey Fights Cancer Night here on 100th Street. Again, a happy Friday evening. This is Matt Gajtka with you from Press Row. Good to be back with you. We missed you last weekend. I missed the Cougars last weekend down in Trenton as they took on some stiff competition in the MIHL Showcase, splitting a pair to now level their record at 10-10-1 and 7-6-1 in the OK Conference. So they're back in OK Conference play. They're back in Roo Division play, are the Cougars tonight. And we're trying to reverse a trend that's been a trend for a while now. For 5 consecutive weeks, they have been alternating wins and losses. So 5-5 in the calendar year 2022, and that included, like I mentioned, that trip down to Trenton for the showcase last week. The Cougars lost 6-1 to number 10 ranked Grosse Pointe South. Then they bounced back the next day, last Friday, and won 6-4 in a thriller over UD Jesuit. And Nate Sova, Shane Kwiatkowski, and Gabe Sova each had multiple points in that rebound performance for the Cougars, getting back on track and getting their offense rolling once again. 2 power play goals for the Cougars and 7 successful penalty kills. They went 7 for 7 on the advantage. So as we've seen a lot this season, and as you see a lot in the sport of hockey, a lot of times it does come down to the specialty teams. But last time out against UD Jesuit, the Cougars scored 2 goals in the first, 2 goals in the second, and 2 goals in the third. Very even performance, and Trent Goheen was between the pipes. He picked up victory number 7 on the season, and we anticipate seeing him again getting the start in this lone game of the weekend, as I mentioned. As for West Ottawa, coming into tonight under the direction of head coach Andy Stone with a record of 4-15-0, but it's not as bad as it sounds recently for the Panthers, who play out of Holland, Griffs West. That's where the Cougars beat them 4-1 on December the 1st. So this is the return trip, the return favor in Roo Division competition. Last time out, West Ottawa lost just 2-1 to Rockford on the road. Alan Hort scored the lone goal, the captain of the Panthers. And prior to that, the Panthers fell to Grand Haven 4-1 last Saturday. But they also have a 2-game winning streak in recent competition. In fact, they outscored consecutive opponents in Macomb, Dakota, and East Kentwood by a combined score of 12-2. So they're 2-2 in their last 4. If you want to put a bright picture on the board here, if you are a West Ottawa fan, or if you're a coach, or if you're a player, most specifically. But you know what? You can't really dispute the record right now. West Ottawa lost 12 of 13 games, from that defeat against Catholic Central 2 months ago, all the way up until January the 26th, when they fell 3-2 to Kenowa Hills. As you'd imagine, for a team in the Cougars division, plenty of common opponents, and we'll get to all that a little bit later. But, well, yeah, for the most part, you look at this game and you say, well, the Cougars should be able to take care of business, but as well, you look at a West Ottawa team that has recently picked up a couple of victories and probably feeling about as good as it's felt about itself in a little while this season. And, of course, every team makes the regional playoffs, so West Ottawa's got that carrot dangling in front of it. So do the Cougars. They just have 4 games left in the regular season, 3 next week. They'll be at Rockford at Griffs next Wednesday, and they'll be out at Walker Ice and Fitness to take on Kenowa Hills for the second time on Friday before returning here to the Southside Ice Arena to play Livonia Churchill to conclude the regular season. We'll have all those games, I hope, here on Cougar Puck Radio. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing if you have. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? This is the best way to keep track of your Cougars. We have full games as well as highlights curated by yours truly as quickly after the games as possible. Last week couldn't make the trip down to Trenton, but back on schedule here, and as far as I'm concerned, we're going to have every game the rest of the way, all the way through the playoff run, which is sure to come for Grand Rapids Catholic Central. I mentioned that it is Hockey Fights Cancer Night, so the Cougars are going to be in specialty white jerseys with their usual numbers on the back, but not their usual names. They'll be tinted in purple. They're wearing a purple CC logo on their chest. They also have purple stick tape, do the Cougars, and the names on the back represent loved ones who have been affected by cancer in these players' lives. So a meaningful game, and you see it across the sport of hockey, and the Cougars are certainly no exception this time around. So Catholic Central will be dressed in the white with the blue helmets, just a different shade of white, if you will, a different look for Catholic Central on home ice here at the Southside Ice Arena. West Ottawa will be dressed in black with the white and the silver trim, WO on the chest, black helmets, and black pants with white and silver trim. Again, this is Matt Gajtka with the play-by-play. Soon to drop the puck here from the Southside Ice Arena. I'm going to throw it down to ice level, though, in just a moment for the introduction of the starting lineups and the national anthem. Stay with us right here on Cougar Puck Radio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Southside Ice Arena. Tonight we have a hockey fights cancer contest between the Panthers of West Ottawa and the Cougars of Catholic Central. Each player on Catholic Central is wearing a special jersey tonight with the name of someone on their back that has been affected by cancer. School sports has everything to do with respect. West Ottawa and Catholic Central expect all spectators and participants to show respect toward each other as well as our officials. We first put tonight's competition in proper perspective by pausing for prayer. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. Thank you for the ability to participate today, whether as a player, coach, official, or spectator. Keep us mindful that our abilities are gifts from you. Open the minds of these athletes to play with pride in themselves, their family, and their school, and participate with the highest respect for the worthy opponent. As always, we do this in your name. Amen. Amen. Now let's make the starting players for both schools. First, our guests tonight, the West Ottawa Panthers. Starting at defense, number 2, Andrew Peel. At defense, number 12, Mitchell Weissner. At forward, number 6, Cooper Nineheis. At forward, number 8, Colin Van Fossen. And at forward, number 16, Chase Brondike. The goal for the Panthers, number 31, Gavin Melcher. The Panthers are coached by Andrew Stone. And now, for your Catholic Central Cougars, starting at defense, number 10, Henry Stay Kwiatkowski. On defense, number 11, Shane Stay Kwiatkowski. And a forward, number 5, Ryder Schneider Mulvey. A forward, number 12, Nate Emily Silva. And a forward, number 13, Braylon and Cindy Outwater. In goal for the Cougars, number 31, Trent Grandpa Goheen. The Cougars are coached by Mike Simonik, assisted by Mike Moss, Joel Kwiatkowski, and Josh Stella. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to please stand. Gentlemen, remove your caps. Veterans and active military, you may render the appropriate salute. And join us singing our national anthem as we honor our country and the men and women who proudly defend it.
Wonderful introduction to a night of high school hockey here in West Michigan. Again, this is Matt Gajtka, this is Cougar Puck Radio, and it's the Grand Rapids Catholic Central Cougars hosting the West Ottawa Panthers. Dueling 31s in goal tonight for the Cougars. The sophomore Trent Goheen with a record of 7-10-1, an .899 save percentage, and a 1.63 goals against average. And in the other net, the only goalie on the West Ottawa roster, Gavin Melcher, a junior with a record of 4-12, a .916 save percentage, and a goals against average north of 3. He's got 2 shutouts on the year, though, including a blanking of East Kentwood a couple of weeks ago. Two teams huddling right now prior to the opening face-off. West Ottawa at their bench. Catholic Central around their goaltender, Trent Goheen. The puck about to be dropped on the interlocking seas at center ice. Going to be back at the Southside Ice Arena. Law of the Jungle, Cougars versus Panthers. Glad to have you with us on Cougar Puck Radio. Drop of the puck, Ryder Mulvey taps it ahead, and the Cougars have possession of it to start. Up ahead comes Nate Sova, rambling in and wristing one. Save made, rebound still available. And at the side of the net, reaching for it, there was Melcher, and he eventually gets the whistle. A nervous moment for West Ottawa, and it's junior goaltender to start. Just 13 seconds in. So Catholic Central gets a draw in the offensive zone. The Cougars outscoring opponents by 24 on the season. Here's a wrist shot that's deflected wide of the net. Over on the far wing, it's Braylon Outwater pulling up. Dumping it back in behind the net on the cycle game. Nate Sova with Outwater in tow. Gives it to him, and Outwater works out of the corner. Good little nifty pass to Nate Sova. Try to go in front of the net to Mulvey, but it's off a skate. And here come the Panthers now, rambling out Cooper Nineheis. On the toss in, it's fielded quickly there by Henry Kwiatkowski. He overskated, but his brother Shane cleans up the garbage. And it's tossed out to center ice from the far wing. Outwater took a high hit, dropped his stick. He appears to be at least good enough to go to the bench on his own power as Goheen scoops up this center ice dump in and holds on with 16:13 to go in the first period. No score yet. In that 6-4 win for the Cougars last Friday at the MIHL Showcase, Nate Sova had a couple of goals. He continues his recent hot play. He's now got 21 points in 21 games, does the sophomore Sova brother. Goheen will stick this away. The purple stick tape on his blade as well as the knob of his stick. Grant Kuykendall tries to pull in this pass. He's got 14 goals on the year to lead the Cougars, but he couldn't make anything happen there at the offensive blue line. Back on the retrieval, Ian Schweigert. Schweigert now up to 9 points on the season. He and Shane Kwiatkowski lead the charge in that category from the blue line. Andrew Wormuth tried to take a shot. That was weakened on the way by Garrett Vonderlaan of West Ottawa. Cougars tried to connect on a pass to the far wing and Kuykendall, but it was broken up. Back to the line. Henry Holloman shot it right into the paraphernalia of Brendan Updike, and he jams it down the ice. It's going to make it just barely far enough for icing. It was a question for sure. Some of the ice a little chopped up from the warm-up, so this was the start of the second or the third period. It easily would have made it. Not so here. Again, thank you for watching. We are glad to be back on the air after missing last weekend's showcase down in Trenton, where the Cougars went 1-1. Now back to OK conference play for the next 3 games, including 3 here in the Roo Division in the next several days. Rockford and Kennewa Hills coming up later. Nemesek shot and a save by Melcher and no further play. Speaking of OK conference play, the last time the Cougars played a team from West Michigan, Nolan Nemesek had a hat trick at Lowell Caledonia down at the Kentwood, East Kentwood High School campus. And the player in the faceoff dot right now had a big game too. Zach Westrick had a goal and an assist. So did Drew Schweigert. Here's Liam Watto wristing and just over the top of the crossbar. Strong move and a strong shot, but missed it by a couple of inches. Out to the line, kicked ahead by Nemesek, ruled onside. That's a controversial ruling for the West Ottawa fans down to my left, but the Panthers flush it out, so no harm, no foul. Back to take Preston Berta of Catholic Central. Now Nemesek hooked up a bit in the neutral zone, but play allowed to continue on. It was Colin Reedy who got a piece of Nemesek with his stick. Appeared to obstruct his progress, but apparently not strongly enough for the men in stripes. Out to the red line and snapped back in by Shane Kwiatkowski. The give over here to Reedy on near wing. He gave it away on the far side. Cougars in control. Wearing the special Hockey Fights Cancer jerseys. From the side, Drew Schweigert's shot and a save made by Melcher, rebound, and he makes a save again on the in-close follow-up chance as well. Connor Schetz got the drive away from point blank. Here's a lob shot in on goal from Henry Kwiatkowski. That's held by Melcher. Good start for the Cougars, though. They're all over the Panthers in the opening 3 minutes. Last season, West Ottawa went 4-10 with a tie in that shortened season, then lost 3-0 to Granville in the regional playoffs. Cooper Nineheis, the junior, is the returning leading scorer He was 5th on the team with 5 points in those 15 games last year. So, team that's had to restructure on the fly here in West Ottawa. They ended that 6-game losing streak a couple of weeks ago, but now they've lost 2 in a row again. From behind the net, Nate Sova tried to find Outwater. Second shift for this line in this first period. And redirected out into the safety of the neutral zone by the Panthers. Shane Kwiatkowski on the back pedal. Dangerous pass up the middle as it bobbles out to center, untouched somehow. Ripped in by Braylon Outwater, who has Aunt Cindy on the back of his jersey. Players on the Catholic Central side sporting the names of loved ones, family, or friends that have been affected by cancer. Andrew Peel jams it up the wall for West Ottawa. Taking it now, the captain of the Panthers, Alan Hort, jams it near wing, but broken up by Wormuth. In front, deflection, and Melcher makes the stop on Nate Sova. Nate Sova's been a quick starter in recent weeks. He had back-to-back games where he scored the first goal for the Cougars. And he's coming off a 3-point effort against UD Jesuit. Kuykendall scores off the face-off. A blistering shot, and it's goal number 15 on the year for Catholic Central's top gun. He shoots to thrill upstairs on Melcher, and the Cougars have an early leg up with 12:59 to go in period number 1. An even strength goal for Grant Kuykendall. Basically, if he's in the offensive zone, he's in his shooting range. And he has found the range here early tonight. Deflected up in the air and tapped out to center by West Ottawa. So the Panthers have to work from behind here. It's been a familiar situation for them, unfortunately, in recent weeks. Fired in behind the Cougars' net. Here's the announcement on the goal as it's turned over. Goheen has to make a save. Andrew Wormuth won that faceoff beautifully right back. Here's a centering pass for West Ottawa. And the Cougars intercept. Here they come again. Dumped in and deflected out of play just over the high glass down to our left. Kuykendall from Wormuth with 12:59 to go in the first period. This vaguely reminiscent of the goal that Kuykendall scored against Forest Hills Central last month to win it in overtime out at Patterson. Nemesek will take the shot, but that's just off the tip of the skate of Garrett Vonderlaan of West Ottawa, so it deflects into the corner. Had a good look at that one. The goaltender Melcher had to react. Fortunately for him, it went wide. Nemesek wheeling and dealing in the corner, but he turned it over. Austin Walkus with a dump in, and apparently from behind the red line, it's icing against the visitors. Kuykendall's got 15 on the year in this game, number 22. That's a pretty fair pace. And Grant actually just committed to, well, he got an offer, signed a letter of intent to play college hockey as well. We'll get more details on that a little bit later, but definitely a player who projects at the next level of this sport. And good to see him having a big senior year for the Cougars as well. Chipped by Preston Berta, and the Panthers are able to get it out. Nolan Nemesek, smooth little backhand pass to find Berta. Returns it to Nemesek on the extended give and go. He rips it off the front of the bench. Actually, that might have gone into the bench. I'm not sure. The referee's hand is up. No, it was just an icing call. It's that low board on the far side. Well, the boards are the same height all the way around, but there's no glass, more to the point, in front of the benches. I thought maybe it ticked off a West Ottawa player, but no. Icing call, and so Drew Schweiger takes the draw against Quinton McLeod of West Ottawa. Looks like West Ottawa is missing their top scorer. I was tipped off beforehand as a wrister is stopped by Melcher on the chance from Drew Schweigert. This is an icing against West Ottawa. Anyway, as I was saying, Logan Weselick, the junior for the Panthers, leading the team in goals, assists, and points with 8, 11, and 19 total points. he is out due to injury this evening, so the Cougars catch a break there. It's part of the game, and you hope that you don't have too many of those critical injuries over the course of a season, but for West Ottawa, they're fighting through one right now. Just happened recently, too, because he's played in all 19 games, or pardon me, 18 out of 19 games for West Ottawa. Connor Schetz digging in. He's got Drew Schweigert in front. It squirts right out to the slot. I'm not sure how it got there. Might have been off a Panthers stick, but now taken by Henry Kwiatkowski out at center. Softly sends it into the corner. Mitchell Weisner on it. He's pursued heavily by Drew Schweigert. Gave it up, though, to Colin Van Fossen. He's at a standstill. You don't like to be like that in a breakout situation, but West Ottawa makes it work. Nicely passed from Peel onto the twig of Chase Brondike, but the Cougars pry it loose and tossed off the boards and forced out to center ice again. 10:09 to go in the first period. The one goal on the board, scored by Grant Kuykendall of Grand Rapids Catholic Central. This is Cougar Puck Radio. Big blast from Martsov. That's redirected off a stick and off the end boards. It stays back there behind the goal line. Under a 10 to play in the first. Kwiatkowski, quick release on that retrieval, and it ends up skittering down the rink, and it will just barely trickle over the end line for an icing against the home team this time. These two teams met December the 1st at Griff's West in Holland, and Catholic Central came out of there with a 4-1 win, although it was tied 1-1 after one period of play. Ian Schweigert had a couple of assists. Ryder Mulvey, Grant Kuykendall, that man again, Colin Hoffer and Nolan Nemesek all scored, and Trent Goheen made 14 saves. Cooper Nienhuis had the only tally for West Ottawa that night. And that was a midweek game. Don't get too many of those in Michigan high school hockey, but occasionally. Snapshot from Martsov after the face-off win. That skids wide of the goal. And the Cougars break out. Mulvey on the handoff to Outwater. Dropped it on back. Nate Sova's got a chance. He shoots one off the blocker of Melcher. On the take back, it's Outwater to the point with it. Henry Holloman put it off the stick of Outwater. And the Panthers try to make something happen, but they overskate it at center ice. Austin Walkus couldn't pull it cleanly to his forehand. Vanderlaan reverses the flow of play. Walkus couldn't take it. Now it's Nate Sova again, settling in behind the net. Turns this way and that. Hands off to Outwater. Back to Nate Sova. Goes to the point. It's Henry Holloman's shot down low, and a good save by Melcher. He falls down as he tries to recover, but Outwater couldn't force the pass in front. Now he got it on to Sova. Wanted to one-touch it back to Outwater. Instead, he left it there, but Outwater was still right there. Outwater goes for a change. It's Nate Sova picking his way to the middle of the ice. Now on left wing, on his strong side. Runs into resistance in the form of three Panthers, but the puck hops loose to big brother Gabe Sova. Gabe to Nate behind the net. You don't see them out there too often in even strength situations, but in the midst of a change, see if the Sovas can work some magic in this near wing corner. Nate to the front of the net with that pass, and it's off a stick. He was trying to find Andrew Wormuth, and cleared by West Ottawa, beyond the reach of Ian Schweigert, and all the way down for an icing call. 8:22 remaining in the first period.
Which I have no idea how you could not have noticed. There's a bunch of items out there that are up for auction. All proceeds go to a Hockey Fights Cancer weekend.
Offensive zone faceoff for Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Wormuth hacked at it, hops loose near the point. Berta poked at it, but couldn't keep it in the zone. Now a backhand toss by Gabe Sova, and rejected there at the point of attack, so the Cougars have to go all the way back for it. Kuykendall below his own goal line. Hammers it hard off the kick plate. Gabe Sova couldn't usher it out to center. It's tossed in deep by Colin Van Fossen of West Ottawa. Owen Martsov's on it here. Number 19, but he lost control. Still up for grabs. Over on the far wing. Van Fossen to the point now. Gabe Sova, second effort, gets it out to center ice. And a takeaway by Grant Kuykendall. He's got one already. Kuykendall to the outside. Stumbled a bit on that check, and apparently legal there too. Still no penalties in this game. Long distance shot on net from Alex Sager, gobbled up by Gavin Melcher. Line change for Catholic Central. And Zach Westrick, the sophomore, with a goal and 3 assists on the season, drops this one on back for Nemesek, but his knuckling shot missed. Second time that Westrick has won it cleanly right into Nemisek's wheelhouse, and number 16 for Catholic Central has barely missed that right post on both occasions. Hightailing it back, Alex Sager takes a look, clears it high off the glass, glove down neatly by Liam Watt. And now he tries to jam it out of the zone, but he can't quite do it. Austin Helder forced it deep for West Ottawa. 7 minutes to go in the first period. Westrick tried to pin it against the apron of the goal for a moment just to buy some time and allow the Cougars to regain their defensive structure. And the plan works out because Catholic Central gets the clear. Now Sager, under pressure from one forward-checking Panther. Made the pass near wing, too far for Berta to reach. Behind the net, in his own end, Westrick to Nemisek. Couldn't get it out. Held by Gersbach. Right on goal with that wrister. But no trouble for Trent Goheen. He gets the face-off with 6:38 to go in the first. Well, it was just last Saturday that West Ottawa won 8-0 over East Kentwood. Colin Van Fossen had a hat trick and an assist. Logan Westlock 3 assists. I mentioned he's out though tonight. Bouncing play in the middle and a backhand shot from Nineheist just missed the target. Here's a chance now for a turning Jonah Golick. He couldn't get it on goal either. First sustained offensive pressure in a while for West Ottawa. Down 1-0 to the Cougars on a Grant Kuykendall even strength goal. The play right in front of the Catholic Central student section turned over. Here's a toe drag move from Martsoff to the middle of the ice, and it comes right to Golick, who's denied by Goheen. Good save on really an unpredictable type of play. The puck was bouncing around and eventually hopped right to Jonah Golick, the sophomore on the doorstep, who has 1 goal this year. He had designs on 2, but not to be. Van Fossen for West Ottawa against Mulvey of Catholic Central. They settle in at the dot. And the linesperson pushes back the 2 combatants on the far wing near the boards. Clean face-off win. The captain, Alan Hort, handling out by the point. Shooting. Goheen has it between the pads. And we have a power play underway, by the way. Connor Schetz is off for 2 minutes for Catholic Central. Sorry, I didn't catch that right away. Time of the penalty, 6:02 remaining. So West Ottawa gets its power play going. No stats available on their power play this year. On the year, West Ottawa has just the 40 goals to 64 against in their cumulative games. Here's the announcement on the penalty. Cross-checking the call. And the Cougars, who killed off all 7 UD Jesuit power plays last time out, go to work again. Short-handed. Martsoff goes cross-rink. Here's Hort wristing, going to save, loose puck, and an early whistle benefits the Cougars there as it's jammed away to the side boards, but it didn't matter. The play had already been stopped. 44 seconds to go in the first period. Cougars change up their 4-man unit. And same 5-some out there for West Ottawa, it appears. Weisner chases back for this one. He has it cleanly off to Austin Walkus. Pass ahead, redirected into the offensive zone by Owen Martsoff right on net. That'll count as a shot on goal, but Goheen won't have an easier save today, I don't expect. Power play exactly halfway over. Off the draw. It's in the slot briefly and now hops around in front of the goal before it's cleared down the ice by Catholic Central's Andrew Wormuth, one of their staunch penalty killers on the season. Gabe Sova flushing out the Panthers from behind their net. Weisner goes back near side to Walkus again. Those two have connected a couple of times, but again, it doesn't lead to much. It's jammed down the ice by Berta. And nearly turned over in the middle by the goaltender Melcher. There's Wormuth right on it as usual. He's the one who's usually the beneficiary in the offensive zone. He's always right there. Nate Sova tried to lift the stick of the Panther, Andrew Peel, forced another turnover. So again, West Ottawa has to start over. Quentin McLeod lost control. Berta will send it down the length with just 6 seconds to go on this first power play of the game for either side. West Ottawa is about to be 0 for 1. Martzoff turning back. Cougars get an extra body back on the ice. We're at 5-on-5. Outwater with under 4 to go in the first period. And Catholic Central up by a goal. Played it in behind the net. Looking to start the dump and chase game. There's Nate Sova getting it to Mulvey. Right back to Nate Sova in front. Outwater score! What a play! Dare I say, tic-tac-toe, and a bolt right out of the blue gets the Panthers behind by 2. Cougars lead it 2-0 on the goal from Outwater. Mulvey and Nate Sova teaming up for the give and go, and then Outwater was in front and he jammed it under the pads of Gavin Melcher from close range. You're not going to see much better cooperative play than that. And for Brendan Outwater, his 5th goal of the year. Look out, puck deflected into the stands on the near side. You can see that play developing for a couple of seconds at least, and that counts for foresight in a game that moves this quickly. Gorgeous stuff, though. Watt right on net. Melcher somewhat nonchalantly handled that puck and just threw it away to the side of his net. And, well, the Panthers still haven't been able to clear it after that. Trying to find some room, and they will at least nudge it out to center, but it's right back in the possession of Ian Schweigert and the Cougars. Braylon Outwater. The sophomore gets his 5th. Mulvey and Nate Sova on the assists. And Nate Sova now keeping up that point per game pace. That's 22 and 22. Watt with the turnover, wristing, and kicked away by Melcher to this near side board. Ian Schweigert bouncing puck, but he keeps it alive in the O zone. Off to Nemesek. That one was ticketed top left corner, but a blocker save by Melcher. He's now under siege. Watt will shoot. That'll miss, but just barely right through the top of the crease. Under 3 to play in the first period. Cougars have 2 on the board already. And grinding for more now below the goal line. But it's picked up by Ian Gersbach. And the senior defenseman clears and relieves the pressure for West Ottawa. The pass behind Connor Schetz at center ice. Drew Schweigert charging down the wall with Grandpa Jones on the back of his Hockey Fights Cancer jersey. But a turnover. Colin Van Fossen, 1v2. Wrist shot is redirected nicely by Henry Holloman out of play. He's got Uncle Mel on the back of his shirt. 2:09 to go in the first. Two 2-0 Catholic Central. Couple of minutes to go before the intermission. Hammered out of the zone by Shane Kwiatkowski. And Gabe Sova's on it first here in the corner. Shoved from behind, but he was able to catch himself. Now Wormuth handing off in the slot. Nearly got it to Henry Kwiatkowski for a prime chance, but it drifted off his stick. Kuykendall, he's got Miss Nikki on his back. Spins and wheels that backhand into the corner. Cougars have a couple of bodies there below the hash marks. Gabe Sova harassing Nineheis, and Nineheis finds skating to find some room up this right wing side. He burrows to the outside, shoots on Goheen up high, and it drops somewhere inside of his leg pad, I think. He had that left pad pinned parallel to the post in a familiar spot, familiar position for goaltenders. The shot hit him right in the chest and just dropped. That's called absorbing the shot. Hort against Wormuth. They tie up at the faceoff dot, and a knuckling shot from Updike missed the target. Wormuth, angle pass, finds Gabe Sova, who set sail at center. On the toss in, he's got Kuykendall to his left. And Shane Kwiatkowski pinching up the board, so the West Ottawa Panthers, will try the far wing. Updike left it behind. Kuykendall kept it alive at the offensive blue line, but not for long. He skates off for a change after the turnover. Under a minute to play in the first period. Cougars by a deuce. A centering play to Updike from Martzoff, but that's redirected into the corner. And that puck hit the screen just beyond the corner boards and glass. 49 seconds to go in the first. The Cougars trying to jump above 500 for the first time since back in 2021. They've been at 500 5 separate times in this month, or in this new year, I should say, as we're into the second month. Nate Sova, shot at save, Melcher, and the rebound spills out, but it's gathered in by Colin Reedy. Down to a half minute to play in the first period. From behind the net, Nate Sova stops on a dime. Now he'll try to find Outwater, who scored the most recent Cougars goal. A centering pass, Reedy swats it away for West Ottawa. Golick just barely nudged it out over the line. Berta put it right back into Panthers real estate. Now Nineheist to the outside, but he fumbled the puck. Now Sager will clear. Down to 10 seconds to go in the period. The puck rolls up on edge, so that will allow icing to be called. Tough break for the Cougars. Now they have to defend one last face-off in their zone. I thought for a moment Ian Schweigert was going to take that draw. He was leaning toward the circle. It would be odd to see a defenseman do that. No, it'll be Andrew Wormuth, the senior co-captain, against Colin Van Fossen, junior forward for West Ottawa. And Wormuth does the job. Ian Schweigert jams it near side, out by the blue line, and Kuykendall helps it along to Wormuth, but time's going to run out before number 2 in blue and purple can get the shot away. 16-9 the shot total through 17 minutes of play. Grant Kuykendall and Braylon Outwater are your goal scorers on Cougar Puck Radio. Back in 10 minutes for the second period. Cougars in a good spot, but still 2 periods to go on this Friday night at the Southside Ice Arena. Stay with us.
like they turned the heat on at least, no? You felt that? Yeah.
Here we go, start of the second period from the Southside Ice Arena. This is Matt Gajtka, and you're watching Cougar Puck Radio 2-0 Grand Rapids Catholic Central over West Ottawa. Thanks again to Lynn Sova manning the camera for us. He's been our most frequent camera person and very much appreciated. Dumped into the West Ottawa zone on the fresh sheet of ice. The Panthers coming into tonight at 4-15, no ties on the year. Catholic Central 10-10 with one draw. This is offside, right in front of the Catholic Central bench against the Cougars.
Now I'm going to count the minutes. So my brother sends me the text message. I just set my name.
There we go. Got the new score bug up there. Sometimes tough producing and broadcasting, but that's what we have here. Honestly, it's a lot easier to do this sort of thing than it used to be, so I'm not going to complain too much. I'm happy that it is so user-friendly. From the far wing. Well, what do the Panthers have in store here? They turn it over. Kuykendall to the doorstep. Oh, my, what a save by Melcher. How did he deny that? Huh. Kuykendall pried it loose, and Gabe Sova had an open net staring him in the face, and somehow I think he hit the stick of Melcher. It sounded like a stick, at least. And Melcher turned around. I thought he was going to spill it in his own net. At that point, didn't do it. So here's Nate Sova, now motivated, of course, or Gabe Sova, pardon me, motivated to get it back out to the point at least for a shot from Ian Schweigert that's saved by Melcher. All right, so an action-packed opening minute and 15 seconds in the second period. But it's still 2-0 Cougars over Panthers. Gabe Sova looked to yank that one toward the middle, but unable to do so. Now Kuykendall pokes it. Wormuth gets it over to Gabe Sova. This line looking dangerous. Coming out of the gates here in the second period, but cleared past the point by Alan Hort. Turned over in the middle. But a strong check from Holloman to cancel out that cough up to Updike. That's one way to correct your error. As Kuykendall will clean this one up into the air off a stick. Now Holloman lays a strong check again at center ice, this time on Quentin McLeod, the freshman forward. McLeod has the puck in his skates. He's pursued now by Gabe Sova, and one of the Cougars is down and hurt in front of the West Ottawa bench, and that's Wormuth, I believe. I see 2 on the back. And the senior does pull himself up to his feet. Athletic trainer for Catholic Central's Nate Lutz, by the way. And it looks like Wormuth getting a couple of taps from his teammates. I didn't see the play as the puck was at center ice. The Cougars coached by Mike Slobodnik in his 12th season and assisted by Joel Kwiatkowski, Mike Moss, and Josh Stella. I think I called Shane Joel earlier in this broadcast. I suppose you could say worse things if your dad played hundreds of NHL games. Ian Martsoff up the near wall. There's a couple of Martsoffs on West Ottawa. I'll try to make it clear which is which. Here's Garrett Vanderlaan turning it over behind the net. Nemesek centering, looking for Liam Watt, and it's under his stick. Westrick, he was obstructed on his way to the net, and the Cougars are about to get their first power play of the night. The preliminary signal is hooking, and that is the call. Against West Ottawa with 14:18 to play in the second period. Penalty against McLeod. And the Cougars, who had 2 power play goals against UD Jesuit last Friday, get the man advantage revved up. Nemesek, stick handling with a purpose, giving it over to Ian Schweiger. Back to Nemesek, shot it, and right into the chest of Melcher, and nothing further from that. This is the second and final regular season meeting between these two teams. Well, they're not going to meet in the playoffs either because West Ottawa is a Division I squad. Catholic Central is D3. Near side, Wormuth's open, and Andrew Wormuth just missed the net. Strong pass there, cross rink. You can find that seam on the power play. You're in good shape. Ian Schweigert going far side. Here's a shot off the outside of the goal from Nemesek. And it was Nemesek who made that pass to Wormuth, by the way. 40 seconds gone on the power play. Ian Schweigert lines one up again, and this time a save is made by Melcher. Schweigert feeling confident back there. He had a couple of goals last time the Cougars were here. Schweigert settles it down, snaps one off, and he missed it high to the right. Weird bounce off a partition, and that'll help West Ottawa's Cooper Nineheist clear it down. Long lead pass from Schweigert. It was redirected into the offensive zone by Kuykendall, avoiding the icing. Second minute of the power play. Nemesek couldn't kick it to his stick in front of the bench. He's going off for a change now. Shane Kwiatkowski will take it back for the Catholic Central Cougars behind his netminder Trent Goheen, who put his stick out to keep Brendan Updike at arm's reach. Wristed into the O zone by Nate Sova. It goes around the horn. Kuykendall's on it. He scored in the first period. Now he plays playmaker from below the goal line. Out to Shane Kwiatkowski. To the near circle and Nate Sova. Shane Kwiatkowski. Near side. Ryder Mulvey to the forehand. Bouncing play in front. And pushed just wide, I think, by Gabe Sova. Shane Kwiatkowski's wrister. That hit a shin guard in front. 7 seconds to go on the power play. It's running out in a hurry for the Cougars. Nate Sova to Shane Kwiatkowski. Another wrist shot. This one's off the tip of the glove of Melcher and wide. Power play over, but good offensive zone pressure for Catholic Central. Kuykendall trying to go top right corner, and he hit the outside of the frame. Similar to the first period in which the Cougars came out strong. The dish back to the point. Shane Kwiatkowski just holding, and now he'll shoot, and Nate Sova got a piece of that with his stick, unfortunately, because that'll bring the faceoff out into the neutral zone since it was a high stick above the crossbar. Melcher made the save anyway, for what it's worth, but it doesn't matter. Oh, they're going to bring it all the way down. Drew Schweigert to take this draw against his opposite number, Colin Van Fossen, 8 versus 8, and the 8 in white wins the faceoff. Cleared it around, Connor Schetz put it under the stick of Colin Hoffer. Poked up ahead toward the West Ottawa goal. Hoffer and Schetz in hot pursuit, but they couldn't get there in time. Brondike to the far wing. Van Fossen getting around the edge. Colin Van Fossen shot. And Trent Goheen snaps it up. With Van Fossen trying to go back against the grain with that wrister, and he very nearly pulled it off. 11:36 remaining in the second.
390. 305, 390.
Again, the shots were 16-9 Catholic Central in the first period.
305, 390. We got the cash down here. If we don't come get it, there's enough. Three of us.
Here's the draw, and Ian Schweigert swerves around to the outside, but he's fended off by Nineheist, who punched it right back into Cougars real estate. Redirected ahead by Braylon Outwater, who has Aunt Cindy on his back for Hockey Fights Cancer Night. This is offside against the Panthers of West Ottawa. Going to try to get you all these loved ones' names as much as I can here, or try to get everyone's out there. Ryder Mulvey has Schneider on his back. I already mentioned Henry Holloman has Uncle Mel. Off the tie-up. Nate Sova takes the pass from Ian Schweigert. He's got a man, Mulvey, going to the net, but he couldn't get it to him. Broken up by Weisner at the last possible moment. So West Ottawa hanging on here, down 2-0, but playing with fire at the moment. A lot of play in their own end. Nate Sova out to Holloman, goes D-to-D, over to Ian Schweigert, redirected, and for some reason Melcher was down doing like a Secret Service type save, throwing his chest at it, and the puck trickled just wide of the right post. Good feed from Ian Schweigert onto Outwater. He snipes one, but he put it off the end boards. Mulvey, good change of direction to keep that puck and protect it. He locates Nate Sova. Has Emily on his back. Nate Sova's after this puck in the corner. Quentin McLeod takes a couple of bumps and strongly keeps it going north. Then he took a high check from Outwater, chest to chest it appeared, though. That was a hard hit, though. One of those situations where you could see it coming. And Outwater, to his credit, kept the contact below head height. So back in the Cougars' end, the puck ends up. And Ian Schweigert still out there. He'll spin it over to Holloman. Up ahead, under the stick of Gabe Sova, who's sporting Quartz above his number 15. Gabe Sova, strong move to his backhand, a shot, and a save by Melcher, rebound, and a shot over the net by Wormuth. Wakas coughed it up for West Ottawa. Under 10 to go in the second period. No goals in this frame. To the point, Henry Holloman shot redirected by Kuykendall, and off of Gabe Sova in the corner, and cleared just beyond the reach of Shane Kwiatkowski. Goes over to little brother Henry, the freshman. Kuykendall, hard snap in on the dump in. One hand on the stick. Austin Wakas couldn't get it out, but his teammate Nineheist does. And Wormuth, honoring Mrs. Jones, pulls out from behind his net. Now takes a return pass from Shane Kwiatkowski. Wormuth chasing after his own dump in the far corner. Stapled there by Ian Martsoff, the senior defenseman. Kuykendall has some room, and the puck wrap around. Where is it? It's near the goal line, but stopped by Melcher. We've seen that move from Kuykendall this year. He's scored a couple of times on it. Both times here. That had every look of a wraparound goal, but full credit to Melcher, who's hanging in there. He has not had an easy season, as Melcher is the only goalie on this roster. He's got to stay in there, basically. Brondike charging down the wing for the Panthers. He's checked off the play. Cougars flexing their physicality at the moment, making West Ottawa think twice about carrying the puck. Watt with the chip out. Nemesek threatened on that dump in from Vanderlaan, but had to pull up. Would have been an interference if he would have laid the body. Watt handing off to Sager, lost control, but the puck squirts out to center anyway. Ian Martsoff overwhelmed by a couple of Panthers. Here's Watt taking it from Nemesek. Liam Watt score! From the extreme angle. He makes it 3-0 Catholic Central. And for those about to rock, we salute you. Liam Watt found the room somehow senior co-captain, gets goal number 5 on the year. Well, Watt didn't have many options except to shoot. And I believe he beat Melcher along the ice with that one. Without the benefit of a replay, it's hard to tell, though. I have to check it out after the period if I can. So Outwater has number 5 on the year, and now Liam Watt joins the 5-goal club. Drew Schweiger tapped it ahead. Schetz hammering a shot from the right wing circle, and that missed. But a delayed penalty coming up against West Ottawa with now under 8 to play in the second period. Colin Hoffer on his backhand, pivoting and feeding into the corner. Hoffer honoring his father. Now Quickendall takes the tumble, and that draws the whistle as West Ottawa touches up. Interference, the call. Looked to be a pretty obvious example of a moving screen. Of course, you can't make any kind of a screen in hockey, technically, but this would have been illegal even in basketball. Nemesek gets the primary assist on the goal from Watt, by the way. Zach Westrick gets the secondary helper. Penalty with 7:40 to go. And like I mentioned, interference. Second power play for Catholic Central. Shane Kwiatkowski put that puck on net right into the WO on Melcher's chest, and he holds on. The penalty is against Ian Gersbach, senior defenseman of West Ottawa. Off the tie-up, Shane Kwiatkowski passes it this time to the circle. Nate Sova scans his options. Confronted there, now he peels back. Looking, cross-rink, open man there. It's his brother Gabe, but he couldn't dust it off and shoot it. Now Gabe Sova low with that pass over to Outwater. Back to Gabe Sova. Pulls it away from Nineheis. Does Gabe. Mulvey in the corner, protecting. And now handing off. To the point, Shane Kwiatkowski. Nate Sova had the puck go under his stick, and Van Fossen backhands it to safety. The West Ottawa Panthers just hanging on right now, down by 3. They can scarcely allow to give up another one. As Nemesek shot wide of the goal, big rebound off the end boards. Scooped up, centering pass, looking for Mulvey on the doorstep. Mulvey again, 3 times. He's denied, score! The puck jumped in, and it might be Nemesek, it might be Mulvey. It was hard to tell. They just kept hacking and whacking, and eventually the puck went in. You got to fight for your right to party. 4-0 Catholic Central on the power play with 6:38 left before the intermission. Mulvey got the first 3 chances. Nemesek was lurking, and eventually that puck just went in. Tossed over the prone Gavin Melcher. And I'll wait for the announcement on this one. I'm not going to guess. Because Mulvey was celebrating with Nemesek. There was actually another Panther in the vicinity too, or pardon me, another Cougar in the vicinity. Either way, it's 4-0. And here's the man wearing the C for the boys in black, Alan Hort, but his lead pass can't find a stick. That's icing. Two goals here in the second period for Catholic Central. They didn't have anything to show for their efforts until a couple of minutes ago, but now that's 2 in under 2 minutes to double the lead. Kuykendall helped win the faceoff. Preston Berta shot a low one that's towed out by Melcher. To the point, and Berta. Kuykendall from below the goal line or near it. Now he's shot one on the one-timer, and that flubbed wide off the rebound. Berta wristing. Back to Kuykendall. Put it right on net. And Melcher has it. 5:49 left in the second period. And the Cougars are staying hungry. This game playing out similarly to the win over Lowell Caledonia, just a steady offensive push for Catholic Central. All right, Nemesek gets credit for the goal. And, well, Mulvey definitely deserved an assist, and Outwater gets one too. So 2 points for Outwater on the night, 2 points for Mulvey, both assists. And for Nolan Nemesek, his 10th goal of the season. This one on the power play, on which he's now scored 4 times. Nearly given right to Quickendall in the middle of the ice, but he couldn't glove it down cleanly. If he would have grabbed it, he could have put it right down and teed it up. Here's Goheen being heard from yet again. See, grabs that puck and holds with 5:11 remaining in the second. Again, it's 8 versus 8 at the dot, and this time it's the 8 in black, Van Fossen, winning it back to the point. There's a high-rising headhunter from Peel that missed everything. Schetz, 3-man rush. Schetz score! Make it 5-0 on Connor Schetz's first goal of the year. And we roll tonight to the guitar bite. It's a high five for Catholic Central, and many high fives at the bench for Connor Schetz, the junior. Keep that puck. Schetz's first goal as a Cougar. And we have a goaltending change for Catholic Central. Max Moore is now in net, as Goheen will take a blow and rest up the rest of the way. It's the only game of the weekend for Catholic Central, so I see what Mike Slobodnik is trying to do, too. Get some more time for his other sophomore goalie. Connor Schetz was checked from behind. He appears to be okay, but as he shakes his head, easy for me to say, I'm standing up here. He's the one who just got drilled into the boards by Jonah Golick. That's at least going to be 2 against him, if not more. Boarding. Or, pardon me, roughing, I should say, is the call. Could have been boarding, could have been roughing, could have been hitting from behind. Didn't hear an assist on the Schetz goal yet. Another face-off win for Grand Rapids Catholic Central, and another shot and another save by Gavin Melcher, who's playing for Pride right now. 5-zip Cougars, 3 goals in this period, and, well, Catholic Central has another power play to work with. Mulvey going back door. He put a lot of air under that pass, and it just didn't drop in time to find Gabe Sova. Now in front of the net and trying to slap that in, Sam Moore. Moore playing net front presence right now. Gabe Sova over the net with that shot. He had plenty of time to line it up. It's Kwiatkowski over to Sova, and his wrist shot off the goal stick of Melcher, and it hops over the glass. Unassisted goal for Schetz, by the way. Just the 2 minutes for roughing. Could have been worse, honestly. And I think Golick is fortunate that Schetz was not injured on the play. All right, so power play number 3 for Catholic Central, all occurring in this period. The Cougars have scored on their most recent attempt. Nemesek's rebound goal in front. They made it 4-0. It's now 5. It's Westrick. Score! He sneaked it between the glove of Melcher and the post. 6-0. Another power play goal, and Westrick, who scored from a similar spot earlier this year, connects on the power play. And that's now 4 goals in under 5 minutes for Catholic Central. Westrick's 3rd of the season. Here's a chance again for Schetz, trying to go for a 2-goal game, but holding the fort Melcher. In West Ottawa, seems like the Panthers haven't touched the puck in a while in the offensive zone. This one drifts right in on Moore, and we have some frustration now from Alan Hort, but he regains his composure in front of the net. With 3:45 left in the second period, The Cougars are up by 6. And West Ottawa is just trying to get it to the break. Weisner unable to keep that puck in the O zone. It'll be Hoffer chasing back for Catholic Central. Hoffer spins out toward the half wall. Now he gives it below the goal line to Drew Schweigert. Schweigert, a little fake there on the handoff. Now he passed it out. Shane Kwiatkowski, easy blocker save for Melcher. Had a little frustration in that punch out, it looked like. Nineheist to the outside. Nineheist coughed it up. Good pickoff. Behind the net by Kwiatkowski. Liam Watt gets the only assist on the Westrick power play goal. Kwiatkowski up the far wing. And gunned out to center ice by the Cougars. The Panthers' Vanderlaan on the chip play. It's going to be a delayed offside situation, so West Ottawa has to tag up. And Austin Walkus finally does hear the linesperson calling out offside, offside. So he got out of the zone, and as a result of all that, Catholic Central avoided the pressure, and now they have the puck in the offensive zone. Outwater, a pass against the grain to Nate Sova. Nate Sova right out in front. It got there to the doorstep, and Mulvey couldn't shovel it home. Mulvey continues to work hard. Hands off to Nate Sova. Getting close to 2 minutes to go in the second period. Outwater charging past the defender. Braylon Outwater scored back in the first period. To the point, Berta redirected in the slot, but into the corner. It was Mulvey who got a stick on that shot from the point. Nate Sova first on this dump in. He's jammed to the boards by Ian Martsoff. But Sova keeps on going. And again, familiar sight. Try to get that cycle game revved up again, but this time it's broken up. And carrying in deep, Martsoff for the shoot-in. That's Owen Martsoff. West Ottawa gets a much-needed change. The pass in the skates of Outwater, but he relays it quickly on to Mulvey. Bouncing it into the corner. Nate Sova's after it again with 1:28 to go in the second. And a 6-0 Catholic Central lead. Wormuth to the point. Here comes the shot from Sager. Redirected. Backhand chance for Nate Sova, and he's denied by Melcher. Sager out at the point. I see now honoring his Uncle Matt. Preston Berta has grandma on his back. I don't know if I said Mrs. Jones for Andrew Wormuth. Big scrum for this puck. It continues. And bounce to the sideboards. Colin Reedy for West Ottawa has it again on the recovery. And he slips a backhand out through center. Wormuth getting those legs moving, has some room up the center of the ice, so he'll take it. Hooking up with Gabe Sova, try to go back to Wormuth. Gabe Sova has it, and he tried to sneak it short side, but denied by Melcher. Now, Wormuth wanted to bank it in off Melcher's glove. That was stop two. The dish to the point. 40 seconds to go in the period. Sager slugs it behind the goal line. That's where Gabe Sova is stationed. He hands off. Wormuth rep try, trying to set up Drew Schweigert on the doorstep, but it slipped away from his reach. And powered down the ice by Jack Keenan of West Ottawa. That triggers the icing whistle with 22 seconds remaining in the second. Westrick on the faceoff against Hort. It's popped right to the sideboards. Nemesek digging it out. Schweigert to Nemesek, middle of the ice looking for Westrick. But the puck was deflected away from his forehand. And a shot from the boards by Holloman, gobbled up by Melcher. Possibly the final faceoff of this period. For West Ottawa, it would be mercifully. For Catholic Central, the type of period you just don't want to end. They already have 4 goals on the board. 2 even strength, 2 on the power play. Nemesek fishing for this puck. Comes free to Westrick and he nearly beat Melcher from the hash mark. But again, Melcher says no. Not the type of game where you can pin it on the goalie for sure if you're West Ottawa. Melcher's done about as well as you could imagine. Time runs out after the final draw, and no one can gain clear possession of the puck. All zeros on the board through 2 periods, and a 0 on the board for West Ottawa through 2 periods. 6 for Catholic Central. Like I mentioned, 4 in that period from Watt at even strength. Nemesek on the power play. Schetz, his first as a Cougar at even strength. And Zach Westrick, his 3rd of the season on the power play. That brings us to the Cougars sporting a half dozen and trying to protect this lead for the final regulation period. Thanks for watching Cougar Puck Radio. Back for the conclusion of this one in just a moment from Southside Ice Arena. This is Matt Gajtka urging you to stay with us. Returning to the Southside Ice Arena, this is Matt Gajtka on Cougar Puck Radio, and your Cougars of Grand Rapids Catholic Central hold a 6-0 advantage over the Panthers of West Ottawa. Second and final meeting between these two teams, and looks like it's going to be a 2-game sweep in the season series for your Cougars. They beat West Ottawa 4-1 on December the 1st. Here on the 11th of February, they're in a great position. And if they can pop a couple of more in before the Panthers score, they'll end the game early due to the mercy rule. So something to keep in the back of your mind. The Cougars have done that one time this year to Kennewa Hills, who they will play 1 week from tonight out at Walker Ice and Fitness. That was a 10-2 game right here. Face-off coming up at center ice, and the puck is dropped. And here's Catholic Central wristing it on goal, and a rebound punch just wide of the net on the surging opportunity from Braylon Outwater. Outwater now pursuing the puck. Colin Van Fossen overskated. Here's Nate Stobush. Save made by Melcher, and he holds on. 26 seconds into the third period. Six different goal scorers for Catholic Central. Pretty rare in a 6-goal game. Their second consecutive 6-goal game. Melcher hangs on after the faceoff was pushed right into his kitchen. Kuykendall, Outwater, Watt, Nemesek, Schetz, Westrick are your goal getters. A couple of 2 assist men on the score sheet so far. Mulvey, as well as, 2-point men, I should say. Outwater and Watt each have a goal and an assist. Mulvey over the top of the net. He put everything he had into that shot as he stumbled down, but about a foot too high. Henry Kwiatkowski wristing Melcher into the splits to glove that one. Well, he's definitely earning his money. Well, we know that's not the case, but he's earned his ice time. And, well, like I said, if he doesn't want ice time, it's too bad because he's the only goalie on the squad for Coach Andy Stone, whose team has now been outscored 70-40 on the season. Here in game number 20 for them. This is game 22 for Catholic Central. And about to break a trend that's been going on for 6 weeks in which they've alternated wins and losses. With a win here tonight, Catholic Central will improve to 11-10. Here's Kuykendall off the bar with that snapshot. Oh, goodness. Melcher didn't have much of a chance to react to that one. It's a similar spot from where Kuykendall scored the first goal of this game back in period number 1. Kuykendall scored his 15th of the season in the first. Outwater is 5th. And the Cougars were often sprinting in that second period, pouring in 4 goals. But the Panthers corral this puck. Martsoff. That's Owen Martsoff on the shoot-around. Jack Keenan pursuing Alex Sager, who moves it on to Nemesek. Missed on the connection there to Kuykendall, and that is an errant pass and an icing. 3 games next week for Catholic Central, starting against Rockford. The first time those two teams met, it was a thriller here. The Saturday before Thanksgiving, second game of the year. Cougars won 6-5 on a Ryder Mulvey overtime goal. Still the most thrilling game of the season. In front, Nemesek tried to shovel that on his forehand, but he missed. Westrick clangs it off the glass. Schweiger to Nemesek, right on back. Good work to find Holloman, and his wrister was off a body and wide. Nemesek pinching in. Ian Schweigert now. Good little slip pass to find Nemesek for a shot that's off the skate of the defender Ian Martsoff in front of the net for West Ottawa. Liam Watt behind the back pass to Nemesek. Right back in front to Nemesek, and he missed on that chance. On the feed from Westrick. Westrick has that pass go right between his stick and his skates in that triangle. Just hard to field it if it handcuffs you to that degree. Nearly a turnover behind the Cougars net. Hops out into the slot and now on the right circle. It's jammed behind the net by Cooper Nineheis. Alan Hort keeps it alive, but only briefly. Now Hoffer with a one-touch pass to Drew Schweigert. Drew Schweigert spun off the puck by one of the Panthers, and Hort tries to escape, but he ran into trouble. Shane Kwiatkowski kept it in. Hoffer, I should say, to the front of the net. Shane Kwiatkowski had the puck drift on him a little bit, but he relayed it on to his brother Henry. Wristed one that got nothing but glass. Shane Kwiatkowski pulls it off the wall nicely, and he shot one. That was some strong skating from Shane Kwiatkowski, but Melcher had the answer. 13:35 left. This was a rare 6 o'clock face-off tonight. Will be 8 o'clock next Wednesday at Griff's Ice House at Belknap Park. And then 8 as well at Walker Ice and Fitness against Kenowa Hills next Friday. Before the final game of the regular season, a week from tomorrow, 2 o'clock face-off, Saturday afternoon, against another team from back east, Livonia Churchill. Henry Kwiatkowski, Nate Sova turning, shooting, save, rebound, score! Ryder Mulvey fires it in off the follow-up chance. Make it 7 different goal scorers for Catholic Central and a 7-0 lead here at home. When it's time to party, they will party hard, apparently. 13 goals in their last 2 games. Mulvey's 9th. And orchestrated by the strong carry out of the corner from Nate Sova. Moore makes a save here at the top of his crease, and West Ottawa hacks and whacks, and they can't put it in. Well, best chance for the Panthers to break the 0, but they couldn't do it. Looked like it was destined to happen with Moore swimming out of his crease, but Max Moore got the help with some teammates after making the initial save. Well, the announcement was Nate Sova. He was the one who got the assist on the shot. Ryder Mulvey put it in for his 9th. Those 2 line mates again team up for a goal. I'll have to go back through the box scores and see how many times they've been factoring in on the same goal together. Well, speaking of that Rockford game, that was the Nate Sova to Ryder Mulvey overtime winner from behind the net, right out in front. That's the most memorable of their connections, but they get another one here. It's now 1 more goal for Catholic Central, and the game is over. Owen Martzoff, cross-ring pass. Of course, the Panthers trying to spoil that effort. Brendan Updike, though, couldn't take it. Updike skating well, out by the point. Tosses this in deep, but right into the clutches of Andrew Wormuth, whose backhand goes right between the legs of Ian Martzoff at the point. Martzoff stumbled down on a stick check. Play allowed to continue on. Max Moore blockers this center ice shot away to the far corner. There's Sam Moore confronted there, but he still made the pass on to Andrew Wormuth. Now poked it by a West Ottawa defender. Wormuth has quickened on the middle, 2-on-2 rush. Wormuth wristing, and that's off a stick. Deflected out of play by Jonah Golick, sophomore for West Ottawa. No penalties yet in this period, just the 1 goal for Mulvey. Ryder Mulvey, one of 10 sophomores on this Catholic Central team. That's a group that's going to be together for a while here. But the seniors, of course, will be hard to replace, so they're kind of in a nice sweet spot here with a good amount of youth, but also a handful of seniors who lead the way, too. And now Nemesek, here's a junior to the outside. Nemesek going short side. Nearly pulled Melcher off his post, but Gavin again holds strong. Getting close to 8 o'clock on this Friday night. Thank you for watching Cougar Puck Radio A shot from the faceoff, hops off the pad of Melcher. Nemesek again. He had the hat trick in the team's previous OK conference game against Lower Caledonia 2 weeks ago. And Nemesek will chip this puck off the boards. To the point, Holloman, big rip, but it missed the goal to the right. Left point, Ian Schweigert. Bouncing a puck behind the goal, and it hops out to the far side. Weisner gave it away, Outwater. But here's Cooper Nineheist now with some time and space. Two valuable commodities on a hockey rink. Westrick spins it along the kick plate. It's out to the point. Ian Martsoff's shot hops off the shoulder of Max Moore, who did not start this game. Getting some quality playing time here. With the Cougars not scheduled to play again until Wednesday. Mike Slobodnik goes to his bench. On the keeper side of things, Updike throws his head back in disgust as he passed it too far for Nineheist to take. And this deflected pass goes right in on goal, where Melcher has to hang on or else give it right to Outwater. 10.5 minutes to go in regulation in a 7-0 Catholic Central lead. They've gotten to 6 a few times this year, but 7's a pretty rare height. Of course, they beat Lower Caledonia 8-2 2 weeks ago. Other than that, it's just the 10-2 win over Kennewa Hills here on the day after Thanksgiving. It's now 80 goals on the season for Catholic Central here in game number 22. Looking for at least one more. Henry Kwiatkowski's pass stretched out, tried to find Brody Potter out to the point. A wrister on the way that was blocked in the high slot. Henry Kwiatkowski couldn't get it through the maze of bodies. Potter honoring Uncle Tim in the back of his jersey. Potter scored earlier this year. Goal and an assist for Brody Potter, the freshman. Tried to pull that puck to the forehand from the hash marks, but couldn't get it into the middle of the ice. Austin Helder coughed it up. Mulvey pursuing, but again, here's West Ottawa back in control. Helder, the cutback move to the outside. The left-handed shooter. Helder lost command of it to Mulvey. Gives it up the boards. Gabe Sova on the chase here. 9 minutes to play in the third period. Nineheist against the grain, and a nice play to relieve the pressure. Van Fossen skating laterally and now wristing into the O-zone for the Panthers. Shane Kwiatkowski, coughed up there to Nineheist. Nineheist has a man in front. Van Fossen, redirected shot hit the outside of the goal frame, I think. Max Moore goes cross ring with this bouncer. Finding the senior Gabe Sova, put the puck in his skates to try to drag it past Ian Martsoff. Martsoff stays with him. Gabe Sova to the corner. He stumbles down there, try to keep the puck alive. Helder takes for West Ottawa and simply flips out. Sam Moore redirected this puck to the near side, but no one home there for Catholic Central. Quentin McLeod forced it right back into Cougars real estate. Turning drive from Walkus. That didn't get through. Berta plucks the puck out of his skates. He's confronted there as he and Quentin McLeod joust, and a penalty. Our first of this period. It's a high stick. And Preston Berta will have a seat. Now both players appear to have their sticks up, but Berta the only one called in the confrontation. Just the second power play of the night for West Ottawa. Down by 7. And that power play came back about midway through the first period. Cougars killed it off, obviously. Ian Schweigert, strong backhand saucer play down the ice. Melcher turn it over. Drew Schweigert nearly ended the game with a shorthanded tally, but Melcher got back. Drew Schweigert again. A couple of times Melcher has been careless with the puck in front of his net. This time it doesn't hurt him. Peel. Headman pass deflected into the O-zone by Nienhuis. Holloman couldn't jam it out, but this is deflected out through the center of the ice. Catholic Central gets back into its penalty-killing posture. Forechecking here, Ian Schweigert, who had the initial clear. Now he clears again as he stepped up into the neutral zone, just over the red line. Although it doesn't matter shorthanded, obviously. Ian Martsoff on the handoff. Pass too hard for Wisner to handle. Holloman flushes it in deep. Ian Martsoff one more time with Westrick in his face. He's got Nemesek pursuing too. Nearly forced the turnover, did Nolan Nemesek. But Martsoff dumped it on over to Peel. His backhand play up the center of the ice, picked off by Schweigert, put that shot right on net. A strong wrister. That was on a line from 90 feet. Melcher pinned it to his chest and then kept it moving. 6.5 to go in the third period. Not much to speak of on this West Ottawa power play. The Cougars had the best chance. Drew Schweigert, shorthanded, about a minute ago. Westrick pursuing, nearly swept the puck away from the fallen Austin Walkus. Martsoff left it behind to McLeod. There's a mouth guard on the ice, and they stick in a right past it to the Panthers. Pass from Walkus, finding McLeod, but lost control as he rambled in over the offensive blue line. Brendan Updike, a pass off the outside of the goal, intentionally, I think. Ian Martsoff wrister, that's blocked by Nate Sova. Power play is over. That was rather quick. No whistles during it, so 2 true minutes, and that's it. Preston Bird is back on the Catholic Central bench after his high-sticking minor runs out. No icing here. Schweigert fields it short of the end line, makes the pass, up ahead. Nate Sova deflects it away from his opposite number, Wisner. Sova, reverse hit, bumping into a man to keep the puck. Mulvey turned it down the wall. Ryder Mulvey has the goal in this third period for Catholic Central. He dished it in deep to Nate Sova. He's collapsed upon by a couple of Panthers. Play continues, though. Mulvey in close, handing it off. Outwater. Shot that, I think, off of the stick of Wisner and off the glass. I don't think he went right over the top with it on his own. Nienhuis. Well, he tried to turn this way and that, but he was stripped of the puck and cleared down the ice. No icing here as it was deflected. 5 minutes to go in regulation time. 7-0 Catholic Central over West Ottawa. Turnover in front. Nate Sova once, twice. It's in. They score. And that's your ball game. Cougars win. Cougars win 8-0 on home ice. And they are able to call it quits 5 minutes before the end of the third period. The second Mercy Rule win of the season for Catholic Central. And how about 8 different goal scorers? Nate Sova, his 8th of the season, right in front of the net. Picking up the loose change and depositing it. And bringing this game to an early conclusion on Cougar Puck Radio. Max Moore celebrates in the net. He gets part of that shutout. It goes down as a team shutout, though. Neither goaltender will keep it. Trent Goheen played the first period and a half, and Max Moore about 20 minutes of game action to close it out for Catholic Central. So just one more home game left on the schedule, and that's next Saturday, 2 p.m. against Livonia Churchill, as this one has just gone final with technically 4:54 to play in the third period. All right, your goal scorers in this game, in order: Kuykendall, Outwater, Watt, Nemesek, Schetz, his first as a Cougar, Westrick, Mulvey, and then finally Nate Sova, his third point of the night, which appears to have given him a team high on the evening with 1 goal and 2 assists. Cougars scored 6 at even strength, 2 on the power play as they shut out West Ottawa. So West Ottawa drops to 4-16, and Catholic Central, for the first time since 2021, are above 500. They're 11-10-1, and they are now back above 500 at home as well, 5-4-1 here in the friendly confines of the Southside Ice Arena. The teams have shaken hands. They have saluted the crowd, and that's it for me as well. Thank you so much for watching. Back at it hopefully on Wednesday. Check out your social media, Twitter and Facebook, for my updates there to see if we can bring you the broadcast from Griff's Ice House. Rockford, 8 o'clock face-off Wednesday night. And like I said, I hope to be there calling it. And if I am, then I hope you are here as well watching on CPR. Remember to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Matt Gajtka saying good night, God bless. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you next week for the final week of the regular season. It begins with that matchup against Rockford in OK Roo Division play.